Namaskar. I take this opportunity to welcome you to this edition of PGurus Ask Sumit episode. And my friends, you can ask any question in this episode. This may or may not have to do with the topic what we are going to discuss today. The format is going to be as follows. We will start with how Rahul Gandhi has again failed his tutors. Unfortunate. His tutors must be the cursed lot. And then we'll move to the question answers. The question answers can be on this, and the question answers can be on anything. Today, I am going to be your host and host because Sree sir is traveling and won't be able to join us today, and that is how we are going to take this forward. And let's do the Shubharam of today. Well, the talk of the town in Delhi today was the buzz is that Rahul Gandhi has again failed his tutors, because this all starts from the Parliament House, wherein he was addressing or giving a bhashan on a particular issue. Again, here he tried to get in politics, caste politics into the picture, because again the motive is to divide Hindus. The motive is to divide Hindus more and more and more, because unfortunately 99 seats which he has got has worked. Their division of Hindus, that that constitution will be kind of cancelled, reservation will be eliminated. Those three things have delivered for him. Now it is like he's trying to experiment more and more and more with that model, and now he's trying to break the fabric of the India, trying to look at a brick of the building and say how much is the sand from Maharashtra, and how much is the sand from Kashmir, and how much is the sand which has come from Andhra. He's trying to go to that level. He's trying to break everything, and his attempts will not stop here, because whatever we are going to see today, that is only the tip of the iceberg. Trust me, it will only start from here, and it will try to take it to each and every level. The plan has been laid out. The design is very clear. Take each and every component and start breaking it into smaller components and question everything. At the end of the day, the divided Hindu lot is an advantage. Now, Rahul Gandhi never talked about, if he is so interested in this so-called social justice, he never talked about what is the contribution of taxes Hindus pay and what is the contribution of taxes, for example, Muslims pay. What is the contribution of job creation by Hindus and what is the contribution of job creation by Muslims? He never talked about how much is the GST paid by Hindus and how much is the GST paid by Muslims. How much of the innovation is coming from the Hindu community and how much is coming from the Muslim community, right? And if you have 14-15% of your community, it is not a minority, it's the second biggest majority. And even they say there are a lot of firqas and tabqas in Muslims, but he is only interested in Jati Jana-Ganana vis-a-vis Hindus only. He doesn't talk about firqas and tabqas of Muslims. He doesn't even acknowledge that there are Muslims, there are Pasmanda Muslims, and they again have a lot of castes within the Muslims as well. He's not ready to acknowledge that. The agenda is very, very simple. Divide and rule, divide and rule, divide and rule, and let this division go to the last denominator, till the point once this division is so crazy, it is so fanatic, it is so it leads to a kind of anarchy which is beyond recognition. When we'll start even looking at the rice, how much SCs are producing, how much STs are producing, how much Brahmins, how much Yadavs, and how much Jats are producing. Then I will look at this water. Where does the water come from? Who does the water processing? Who has made this air conditioner, and who has made this laptop, and who's running the internet? We want to take it to that level, because that is what the motive seems to be. And honestly, the people who think you can take Rahul Gandhi lightly and that Pappu, notion which was around him, that is slowly getting broken. We are looking forward to a very smart and shrewd politician who knows his game. He comes rehearsed with his pitches, he comes rehearsed with his bhashan, and he tries his level best to break it up for all of us and make it look so innocent, make it look so convenient, make it look so, uncanny of myself. I am just doing it to help people. But Mr. Gandhi, you are doing it to just help yourself, your party, your gains, and your satta and your dharma. What is your dharma? Your dharma is to break India, break Hindus, and break them to the last brick. I'm sorry, I have to say that you have to break them to the last brick. You are a person, if you are given a matchbox, you will say, how many of these matchsticks are made by Brahmins, how many Yadavs, how many Kurmis, that how much did Andhra produce and how much did Telangana not produce? You want to break us up to that level? Well, we won't let you break, because ultimately, what is the bigger plan? The bigger plan is break it to a level where the Union of India becomes unsustainable, where this India starts breaking into smaller countries or smaller what do you call, fiefdoms or kingdoms or whatever you want to call them. You know, what is the difference between when the invaders came and, you know, when we got invaded today by Pakistan, by China and others? Today, we are one block called India. When the invaders came, starting from 13th century, we were small kingdoms. It's always easy to take and swallow small fragmented land than one land mass with the most powerful army, the third or the fourth most powerful army in the world. So idea is to break this Union of India. But can you let it happen? Would you walk that? Would you walk into his trap? Would you take the bait? That is the question which Bharat has to ask itself and Hindu has to ask itself. We'll show you some videos and we'll try to put it in the context. Sachin bhai, if you can show us video number 1.
जो बजट का जो हलवा है सर, ये बट रहा है। और इस फोटो में सर मुझे एक ओबीसी अफसर नहीं दिख रहा, एक आदिवासी अफसर नहीं दिख रहा, एक दलित अफसर नहीं दिख रहा मुझे। ये हो क्या रहा है सर? सर देश का हलवा बट रहा है सर, और इसमें 73% का एक है ही नहीं। सर ये आप लोग हलवा खा रहे हो और बाकी देश को हलवा मिल ही नहीं रहा है। ठीक है सर, 20 अफसरों ने।
Now look at this carefully. What is he trying to do here? He is trying to challenge the power of elected government, democracy and the system. He is saying that when the budget was made, I cannot find a SC, I cannot find a ST, I cannot find a OBC. Halwa batra, you know, that is the wealth of the country is being distributed and these people are kept away of that. Well, by that logic, Mr. Gandhi, why don't you step down and have a Dalit or a SC or a ST be at your place? Why don't you ask your family to walk out of the politics and have a ST or a ST or a Dalit, or as per your terms, to run the Congress? Did you allow run? What did you do to 𝗤𝙬𝙬𝗀𝘀 𝗍𝑆𝑟𝑖 ji? We all know. That is your history, Rahul Gandhi. Don't befool the people. So now there's the elected government, Modi government, and Modi government has finance ministry under Nirmala Sitharaman ji, and in finance ministry there are various officers. Now they can be of any caste, they can be of any creed, they can be even of any religion. Now he has started counting those people because ultimately he wants to give you a notion, he wants to give you an idea. The budget which is made is biased, is partial, it does not cover the all aspects and the all, you know, all the, it's not it doesn't represent the society properly. Then how is it possible? Then how can we have Gujarat, one of the smallest states? How can we have the Prime Minister from Gujarat? No, we can no way have a Prime Minister from Gujarat. No, that is the problem, because you want to challenge each and everything, and you're giving impression that the wealth of the country is looted and plundered, and these Dalits, SC, STs and OBCs are kept out of it intentionally. Well, that is not what the structure is. The constitution or anything does not ask you or mandate you when you're making a budget. You have to divide, you have to keep, you have to keep one, if you have 10 people, 1.5 Dalit, 1.25 Christian, 1.35 Muslim. Example, I'm giving you just vague numbers. It can't be like that. It is based on capability, it's based on merit, it's based on the people who are running the post right now. That is the point which is here, but it's not Mr. Gandhi's ignorant. He knows what he's doing. Well, let's go to another video.
I am elaborating that the OBCs, who number a huge percentage, have 3% of the 90 secretaries of this country and control and define 5% of India's budget. This is an insult and a shame to the OBC community. ये OBC community का अपमान है।
1995-96 में SC, ST और OBC कैटेगरी सर्विसेज में जुड़ी और ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज में जुड़ी। अब आप बताइए कि आज सेक्रेटरी के एम्पैनलमेंट का जो कट ऑफ ईयर है वो है 1992। जो सेक्रेटरीज हैं वो 1992 बैच के नीचे के लोग हैं, पहले के लोग हैं। अब मैं आपसे पूछता हूं कि 2004 से 2004 से 2014 तक कितने सेक्रेटरी ओबीसी थे और कहां थे वो ओबीसी के सेक्रेटरी, किस क्राइटेरिया में थे, जरा हमको इसका ज्ञान बताओ। देखिए, मैं बार बार बोलता हूं, लीडर को लीडर बनना पड़ेगा, ट्यूटर से नहीं चलता काम। ये ट्यूटर्ड स्टेटमेंट से नहीं चलता है काम, और वह भी ट्यूटर अगर कोई लीडर हो तो भी समझ में आता है। ये एनजीओ को लेकर के आ जाते हो, जिन एनजीओ को जिनको आता न पता न सता, कोई चीज जानकारी नहीं, वो आपको समझाते हैं और आप बोल करके सोचो आई वाज शॉक्ड एंड शैटर्ड एंड शॉक्ड। अरे भाई, शॉक तो लगना ही था, जब पढ़ना ही नहीं पूरा तो शॉक ही लगेगा, और क्या होगा। ये परिस्थिति आकर के खड़ी होती है।
देखिए, the important point what Nadda ji makes here is that you are alleging, Mr. Gandhi, that there are only 2% OBCs, there are 5% OBCs out of 70 sectors and all the numbers which you have given. But the matter of the fact is that SC, ST and OBC reservation came in 95, 96, 97, that point of those years it came into action. Now, the person who is a secretary today is a person who got into system at 1992. So when the reservation was not prevalent at that point of time, how could you have that reservation being effective today? Point number one. Point number two, in 1992, who was in government? Who was governing the country? Whose government what was? It was your family who had governed the country for maximum amount of years, Mr. Gandhi. What do you have to say on that? Is it wrong that Pandit Nehru had officially written that he's against the reservation to the Dalits and OBCs because that kind of harms their pride, it's not good for their pride and ego and for their self-esteem. Now, Mr. Amit Malviya, BJP, quoted that, has tweeted that and put that picture to in the perspective. Now, when the reservation was there, when it was your tenure, when this is what your great-grandfather or great-Nanaji had to say, what do you say to that? Now, where are you coming with these logics? Because somebody has given you the numbers and you're just trying to jump, without any logic. Because the person who is teaching you possibly lives in US and his name starts with S and ends with A. So your great guide and mentor himself doesn't know what he's talking about. And what is this drama? I'm shocked. I'm in a whatever you want to go English. I'm shocked and I'm disheartened, and again the usual crap. Constitution khatre mein hai, Black Day. I'm shocked. I'm this. What are you trying to say? Where in Constitution is it written that there should be a population-wise percentage of any section of the society in any law making of the country? Is there a provision in the Constitution? And even if I go by what Dr. Ambedkar had said, he has said after a few years you have to get rid of this reservation. I'm not saying you should keep or you should get rid of the reservation. That's a political decision, but I'm quoting the Constitution. I'm quoting Dr. Ambedkar. So, Mr. Gandhi, again, you are working on a piece of paper which was given to you without understanding the logic, without getting the things. What have you done in your tenure? If I talk about 2004 to 2014, when it was UPA 1 and UPA 2, how many so-called SCs, STs, OBCs, Dalits and all, how many secretaries you are? Can you give the numbers? Can you share the numbers with us? And even in the government, can you share the percentage? Even in the MPs who were given tickets, can you share the percentage? Even in the people who were given cabinet ministries and posts, can you share the percentage? The answer is you don't have anything. Aapke paas kuch hai nahi. You are just shooting in the air to fan trouble. This is exactly what you are trying to do. You are trying to flare up the sentiments of the people to get the trouble started. That is what your sole point, intention and agenda is. Sajid bhai, let's go to the next video.
नहीं है, हिंदुस्तान का नेचर अलग है। हिंदुस्तान के नेचर के बारे में अब मैं आपको बनाना चाहता हूं। हर धर्म में चक्रव्यूह के खिलाफ फॉर्मेशन होता है, हर धर्म में। माननीय सदस्य, आप जानते हो हिंदू धर्म में चक्रव्यूह का ऑपोजिट क्या होता है, जानते हो आप चेयर को एड्रेस। मैं बताता हूं सर, शिव की बारात होती है सर। शिव की बारात में कोई भी आ सकता है, किसी भी धर्म का कोई भी व्यक्ति आ सकता है, बारात में आ सकता है, नाच सकता है, गा सकता है, अपना सपना देख सकता है। सर, गुरु नानक जी, सिखों की बात करी जाए तो सेवा करने से किसी को नहीं रोका जा सकता है, लंगर से किसी को बाहर नहीं फेंका जा सकता है। सर, इस्लाम में कोई भी मस्जिद में आ सकता है, चर्च में कोई भी घुस सकता है, समुदाय में कोई भी आ सकता है सर, मगर इनके चक्रव्यूह में सिर्फ 6 लोग हैं सर। तो ये लड़ाई शिव की बारात और चक्रव्यूह के बीच में है। हम चक्रव्यूह तोड़ते हैं, हम चक्रव्यूह तोड़ने का काम करते हैं, मनरेगा हर।
Now again he is trying to ferment trouble here. He's trying to give a vague comparison between so-called Chakravyuh and 𝗤𝘂𝗍 𝗲. Chakravyuh, as per Sanatana Dharma, was a battle formation, wherein you have a particular battle formation to encircle the enemy, or to capture a enemy, or to win a territory, or to eliminate one of the key or a strategic, military leaders of the opposition camp. We all know what happened to Abhimanyu when the Chakravyuh was there. He could get into the Chakravyuh, but he could not come out because he didn't have that knowledge. So we all know about our Chakravyuh. So Chakravyuh is a battle formation, correct? Now he's comparing it with 𝗤𝘂𝗍 𝗲. How much? What does he know about Shiva? How much does he know about 𝗤𝘂𝗍 𝗲? Answer is he knows nothing. If I can get an opportunity to ask him 5 questions, randomly, he will not have an answer to that. He will even not know what Mahashivratri is about. He will not know even how many Shivratris are in India. He will even not know what is the difference between Mahashivratri and Sawan ki Shivratri. He will not know anything about Shiva. But somebody has again given him a piece of paper. Then he says कि 𝗤𝘂𝗍 𝗲 में कोई भी आ सकता है. Anybody can come in 𝗤𝘂𝗍 𝗲. कोई भी धर्म का आ सकता है. When Mahadev's shadi happened or the vivaha happened, what do you mean by any dharma आ सकता है? I am talking of, I don't know how many lakh years back in time. So are you telling me, Rahul Gandhi ji, at that point of time, Abrahamic faiths existed? They were Christians and they were Muslims? I mean, to best of my knowledge, they are around 1400 years old. Islam and Christianity is 1700 years old. So you are giving a new dimension today, that Christianity and Islam existed from lakhs of years. Well, that is a revelation if that is true. And he's saying कि masjid में कोई भी आ सकता. No, Rahul Gandhi ji, you are again wrong. There's a masjid in Makkah and Medina, with due respect to that. Can even you go there? Can I go there? No, we are not allowed to go there. So this again notion masjid में कोई भी आ सकता है. And Guru Nanak ji, he had, I don't want to get into that, but he had certain ideas about a certain community. And there was one very famous thing कि तेल के कनस्तर में हाथ डाल लो. So I don't want to get into that. The idea is you are trying to get the very learned people, the very intellectual people of every community dragged into this. Last time also you had similar ideas and notions which were taken out. Now here I will want to quote you. This is a very practical example. So it is not true for Christianity, it's not true for Sikhism, it's not true for Islam, and it is definitely not true for Hinduism. At 𝗤𝘂𝗍 time Bharat, there could have been nobody who was a Christian, or there could be having nobody who was a Muslim at that point of time. So your notions are fundamentally incorrect, and you have been given what do you call those? We have been given those wrong notes which you try to very emotionally, very emphatically try to have your emotion attached to it. It's a failed script of a third-rate movie. Ab is pe aate hain. Now, Father Francis said the college had received a complaint that a group of girls were using a common room at the college for namaz. A mosque is only 200 meters away from the college. Boys at the college go to the mosque for noon prayers. It is allowed in educational institutions, and we have allowed it. However, the girls wanted to go to the college to use a room of their prayers. However, the girls wanted to use a college room for their prayers, saying that they were not allowed in the mosque. We have told the college they cannot allow. We have told them the college cannot allow a room for prayers, he said. Now, it's a very typical situation here. There's a group of students, I believe it's from Kerala somewhere. Now, they want to go for their prayers in the afternoon. So, there's a mosque which is 200 meters away from the college. What did the principal say? Why don't you go there? Now, the tyranny is that the boys were allowed to go there for prayers, and the girls were not allowed to go there for the prayers, because the mosque will say we will not allow girls to come into the mosque to offer prayers. Now, these girls are Muslim, they are following Islam, they want to offer their prayers. The mosque doesn't allow a woman to enter the mosque, because you are not allowed to go to a mosque and offer prayers. That is what the Mullas and Maulvis think. That is none of my business, but this is a practical thing. That is why they wanted a room. When the college said, no, we cannot give you separately room. But here the tyranny is, you want college to give you a room, you want college to change the rules, but you cannot ask a mullah and maulana to change the rules. You cannot ask that masjid to change the rules, but you want the whole world to change the rules. So if Islam doesn't even allow young women to come to a mosque and offer prayers, now where does Rahul Gandhi's logic come from? In Islam, anybody can go there, anybody can do whatever you want to do. Arey Rahul Gandhi ji, you must know the basics. You are completely unaware of the situation on the ground, and you are just using this to cast aspersions and make brownie points. Last time around, you again said, this mudra, Abhay mudra was part of Islam, and a lot of Islamic scholars said, no, get your facts right. This has nothing to do with Islam. Again, you are quoting Islam without understanding Islam and without knowing it. And you have no answer for the question I asked you for Makkah and Medina. Well, you won't have answer. Now the question here is, this is what is basically, this is what Islam thinks. Right or wrong, their problem, not my problem. Let me play a small clip for you. It is what some Mullas and Maulanas think about women offering prayers in a mosque. Can we play the clip, please?
हम लोग समझना चाहते थे कि औरतें हिंदुस्तान की मस्जिद में क्यों नहीं आकर नमाज पढ़ सकती हैं।
मस्जिद में औरतें मेकअप करके आए और मौत को खुशबू लगे तो मौत की नमाज नहीं होती, नियतें खराब हो जाती। इस मारे औरतों को मना किया गया मस्जिद में आने से। औरतें घरों में इबादत किया करें।
औरत का माना ही पर्दा है और औरत को पर्दे के अंदर ही रहना चाहिए।
यहाँ तक कि अगर औरत मर्द के सामने से नमाज की हालत में निकल भी जाए तो नमाज टूट जाएगी,
फिर से पढ़नी पड़ेगी।
अगर कोई काला कुत्ता निकल जाए तब भी नमाज टूट जाएगी, अगर गधा निकल जाए तब भी नमाज टूट जाएगी।
काला कुत्ता बताया आपने, गधा
और औरत।
हमारे बराबर औरत अगर खड़ी है तो हमारा कभी उसकी तरफ दिल माइल ना हो जाए। शैतान तो कभी भी बहका सकता है।
मर्द का दिल बड़ा खतरनाक होता है, बहुत ज्यादा खतरनाक होता है। जब मर्द को धक्कम धुक्की होती है तो मर्द के जिसमें गर्माहट आ ही जाती है।
औरतें सामने न आए और औरतें बाजार में न जाए और औरतें गलत कपड़ा पहन के सामने न निकले तो ये देख।
Now, no comments. You have heard it from the horse's mouth. Now, can Rahul Gandhi reply to this? Can he talk about this? What do these mullahs and maulanas mean? This is what they talk about women in Islam wanting to practice Islam, wanting to go to a mosque to offer their prayers. While in Sanatan Dharma, you see, we hardly go without our mothers, wives, and our sisters, and our bhabis and our daughters to a temple. There is no event wherein you are only the male are supposed to go to a temple, because we have respect for the Islamic faith. Whatever their faith is, as their religion, they can practice it. We have our own practice. So where does Rahul Gandhi's logics come from? Because his idea is Jati Jana-Ganana. And there's one clip, I don't know, do we have that or not? I think I didn't ask Sachin Bhai to put that, wherein he talks to Nirmala ji. He's addressing Nirmala ji, 𝗤𝙗𝑖ए मत, ये जाति का जनगणना है. That talks about the politics of Rahul Gandhi. This is where the politics is.
बात है, ये हंसने की चीज नहीं है मैडम, ये हंसने की बात नहीं है, ये जाति जनगणना है, ये जाति जनगणना है, इससे देश बदल जाएगा।
Wake up to reality.
अगले मुद्दे पर आते हैं सर, जाति जनगणना। बिहार में जाति जनगणना के आंकड़े जारी कर दिए। आपका चेहरा खिल उठा जाति जनगणना से।
नहीं, उसके पहले मैंने हेड काउंट करा लिया था। आपको केवल बिहार में दिखाई देता है।
तो डेटा कहाँ है? तो मुझे कहना था, आपने पहले ही कह दिया। तो डेटा कहाँ है? क्या
मेरे पास है, तो सरकार के पास है।
जारी नहीं कर रहे।
उससे क्या मतलब है आपको? आप हिपोक्रेसी की भी सीमा होती है।
ये देखिए आप, look at this clip. It's a beautiful clip put by Sachin Bhai. It's very thing that Anjana Om Kashyap ji is interviewing Bhupesh Baghel ji, the former CM. She is asking, by Jati Jana-Ganana. Now Rahul Gandhi is all about Jati Jana-Ganana. When Jati Jana-Ganana was done in Congress ruled states, why the Akada or why the numbers are not given out? When Mr. Baghel is asked, he's very happy. Oh, I have done the head count, I have done the Janagana. When the lady asked her, when Anjana ji asked him, sir, why you have not released the numbers? He says, what? Huh? Yeah? Then you don't know. Congress ruled states have done the survey, have not released the numbers. They have never given out the data, and now Rahul Gandhi wants to do a Jati Jana-Ganana and divide the whole country, because you want to divide the country. What he's scared of? He's scared of, if this bluff fails, right? If this bluff fails, there is nothing else. So he wants to bring this issue. It's like I talk to offer fair to you every day. पर्दे के पीछे कुछ है, पर्दे के पीछे कुछ है, पर्दे के पीछे कुछ है, पर्दे के पीछे कुछ है. One day you might say, okay, let's pull up the curtain and see what is Parde ke piche. I might say there's nothing. My bluff will be called off. That is exactly what Rahul Gandhi wants to do. He wants to talk about Jati Jana-Ganana. He wants to talk about atrocities. People, their rights are taken, their privileges are taken. Halwa bad gaya. They are deprived of their rights. There is grave injustice done to them. The only way Jati Jana-Ganana, Jati Jana-Ganana, Jati. I want to divide you Hindus. I want to divide you Hindus. I want to divide you Hindus. More and more and more. But when I rule the states, wherever I have done the Jati Jana-Ganana, I have kept the numbers in my pocket. I am not revealing them because parda hat jayega. Because if the numbers talk a different sense, or numbers can be even indicating to something else. I can even look and say that, it is your family which has been ruling the country out of 65 years now, 60 years out of 75 years. What have you done? This is what you have achieved. This is what your family did to the so-called caste of the India. This is what you have done. Now they do not want to get the gin out of the bottle, but they want to keep the fear on. They want to fear the people. They want to make people fearful of something which is behind the curtains, which is not real, which is a figment of imagination. But I want to make, Hindi mein kehte na, 𝗤𝗚 banaya. I want to make something out of it. Oh, when there's a kid, oh, don't go into that room. There's something problem there. Wahan nahi jaane ka. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Again, trying to use the sentiments of the people, playing with their emotions, getting their religion involved, getting the religion involved of the other faiths which he has no knowledge of, which the other faiths do not agree, and trying to create a fiasco in the country where none exists, trying to divide the people on the lines where there's no division. This is what he's intending to do. And look at the Telangana budget, for example. Minority budget is up, SC budget is down by 64%, ST budget is down by 9%. Ye hai ji kahani. This is the summary. Sachin bhai, again, brilliant slide to support. Minority budget up by 36%. The reason we uska, I'll explain you that. For SCs, the budget allocation is down by 64%, and for STs, the budget allocation is down by 9%. Wow, Rahul Gandhi ji, gajab ho yaar tu. Jati Jana-Ganana is only here, na, SC, ST. It is not for minorities. Muslims don't have firqas. Muslims don't have tabqas. He will not be even aware of that. Why doesn't he ask of that? I told you, if you want to start with Jati Jana-Ganana, first do it at the religious level. Look at the contributions, look at the income, look at the GDP, look at all the things at a religious level. Then you go and divide the Hindus on Jati Jana-Ganana. Let's do at a bigger level. Once we are settled at the macro, MACRO, then we go at the macro level. What is your idea, Mr. Gandhi? I know you would not dare to do it because you don't have the courage to do it, because you know what the numbers will come out, and that will really topple your politics. The fact remains, I'll share another interesting bit of data with you. 2014, BJP got 9% of the Muslim vote. With Modi ji coming in and all the Gujarat in the background, Godhra and all in the background. 2024, after Modi ji gave everything to the Muslim community, the vote was 8%. It has fallen by 10% of what they got in 2014. And the Congress's Muslim vote has more than doubled. It has consolidated under Congress, has more than doubled. So he knows I have a consolidated Muslim vote. Now to make it to the power, I have to divide the Hindu vote. This is the one-line summary. What this all fiasco, what this all canard, what this daily drama we see in the opposition, this daily drama we see in the parliament is all about. One line, I have consolidated the Muslim vote. I have doubled it in 10 years, right? Around 63-64% now. If I can break the Hindus into more castes and few castes can migrate to me, that is the winning formula. Consolidate Muslim, break Hindu, win the election. One single point agenda, divide and rule. And this, let me tell you, he has no sympathies for Hindus. He's just doing that to win his elections and come back to power and do what they're good at. You know, Chacha ji, Mama ji, Augusta land, Westland, CWG, Coal Gate, Rail Gate, Helicopter Gate, all those plethora of scams which they are good at doing. That is the whole idea. So my dear Hindu brothers and sisters, don't get carried away. He has nothing for you. He doesn't care about you. His Muslim vote bank is doubled in 10 years. It's around 60-68% vote for him at a national level. Another few Hindu castes have migrated to him. That's the winning formula. And don't blame, 𝗒𝙁 Mulayam Singh Yadav used to always say, Muslim Yadav. So he again doesn't have a Yadav community with him for say, but he's trying to break the Hindus and make these mini micro communities which can migrate to him with a consolidated Muslim vote. The formula will deliver for him and will keep on delivering for him. What BJP did was the unification of Hindu vote, and that is what is irking Mr. Gandhi. That is the moot point, friends. It's all about this. So I think we have already got into 30 minutes. I never expected it to go for 30 minutes. I thought I could do it in 20, but let's take some questions. This is where I want to end my monologue and move to questions. Ask Sumit Peer, sir, why am mentally sick LOP should not be stopped by speaker? Shankar sir, this is the dance of democracy. Anybody who gets elected has to be given that that privilege. And let's ask the opposition, why do they have such a LOP? Right? They don't have any competent man. And this man is very smart now. Don't treat him as a Pappu or anything. He knows his game. He has tasted the blood now. He knows how to win the matches. Next question. Neerav ji पूछ रहे हैं, Modi ji is a failure. Stop blaming everything on Congress. Why Modi is not implementing NRC, scrapping Waqf and freezing temples? Do Modi chamchas have answer? Look, the only thing here is, Neerav ji, this could have been done in the Modi 2.0, I agree. But this can always be done in Modi 3.0. We hope and pray that this is done, because it is not, everybody is trying to blame Congress or not. It is a question which has a much bigger implications, because if this gets into the action, we will have so many chota communities. It will be like those small kingdoms which are Ahmad Shah Abdali or and Alauddin Khilji could come and swallow. Now this time these communities or these smaller fragments will start migrating with the wind, and that is where the problem can start. So it is important for us to highlight what are the real intentions, because some of us might think that Rahul Gandhi ji is sympathetic and he believes in social justice. No, he believes in justice for himself and only for himself. That is the point we are trying to make here. Next question. Magnet Ranga sir. Aswaji Namaskaram. RaGa will continue his Fox Pass, but when will Modi government act against all the acts of commission and omission of the past? That surely will be an important factor. Ranga sir, point taken. This is something which is required, and we are getting this feedback across demographics today. A lot of people across demographics are demanding that this is what should happen, and we are sincerely appealing through PGurus channel to the Honorable Prime Minister that let's have at least few issues regarding these temples, regarding Waqf board, and there are internal security. There are a lot of things. Uniform Civil Code, Population Control Bill. These all things should be implemented ASAP. And we should be really focusing on, as we are quite gung-ho when it comes to the foreign policy, we should be equally gung-ho when it comes to the internal security and internal demographic change, which the country is witnessing at an alarming rate, at least in some states. Next one. Muthu Kumar ji. When will Modi be relieved of the curses? What are alternatives before him to tackle them? Look, honestly, when you want to do this, I think right now, Modi 3.0, if Modi ji wants, he can get them implemented. That's not a problem. The challenge is that we are in a difficult situation geopolitically. There are political challenges which have emerged. The mandate was not 100% in favor of BJP, I would say, because now, still, I would say everything is a wake-up call. And if Modi ji wants and if he decides, I think nothing is impossible. Because if you talk about pro-Hindu and if you talk for the Hindu rights and benefits and Hindu good, nobody, even Naidu ji or Nitish Babu or anybody will try to cross your path, because they again know where does the majority of the vote come from. Again, unfortunately, it is Muslim consolidation and Hindu division what has become the name of the game. This is true. This is very unfortunate, but true, sir. But tide can be always turned around. Next question. Maitli RNG पूछ रहे हैं, sir, do you think he is winning the game unless Modi government bombards him and reduces him to nothing? He is going to win. I think that he is trying to set a narrative. He has been able to set a narrative to some good extent. He made this INDI alliance and cannibalized everybody's seats to at his 99. He was very successful in that. I was the only analyst or a commentator on the TV and on YouTube who was saying the idea of INDI alliance is reincarnation of Rahul Gandhi. And that is exactly what happened. Look, INDI Alliance made him LOP. INDI Alliance gave him 99. 7 seats in UP were gifted by Akhilesh. So wherever he won, it's not because he did great, it's because the people who were tricked by him in INDI Alliance gave him their part of the, their part of the porridge. That is how he got his stomach filled. And that is smart of him. Compliment him for that. His narrative of Constitution Khatre mein, reservations will be taken out, and a lot of other canards worked. They could not be countered, and they delivered for him. Now he believes that this is the winning formula, and unless and until there is a vehement opposition and there's a stronger reverse tide which is being built to stop him, he will continue to believe, because that has delivered for him. Now it is for the government, it is for the BJP to think how, when, and where they are going to have this, reverse talk, so if I say, or the reverse tide to be built in to stop this. Next question. Ravi Shankar ji again पूछ रहे, sir, Hindus amongst India are not shamed when half missionary quote Shiva, Eklavya, Kama, Mahabharata, Ramayana. This is the problem of our culture, sir. We look for all small selfish gains, and that is where our Achilles heel is. If you talk to 99% of the Muslims in the world, their first consideration will be Islam, then any other thing. But for us, for small things, we'll make utmost compromises in our life, and we think, yaar, hame kya farak padta? How does it matter us? This is where the problem is. He knows this is the problem or the weakness of Hindus, and he's exactly trying to capitalize on that. It's a very similar situation. The terrorists are shooting our Jawans where the bulletproof jacket and the patka, or there are those spots where bulletproof jackets and the bulletproof armory does not cover you, those body parts. Exactly, these people are again hitting at where he's trying to say, Dalits, I'm going to give you benefits, I'm going to make you this, I'm going to make you this. He's not going to do anything. But why people of his INDI Alliance are with him? And look, they got even a sizable vote share. After what they talked about Sanatan Dharma, after what they talked about Hindus, after what the kind of, crap we have heard from DMK people, still they got what they got. So let's realize that, sir. It's a practicality of life. Sri Rakulan is asking, Sumit ji, should the Jharkhand and Maharashtra Assembly races come in favor of the BJP? Will it start to take the wind out of India bloc sales? It is not the question of India bloc sales or the wind, sir. In my opinion, you have to win this election, because if you don't win the election, it's going to be a beginning of a big disaster. Because in politics, look, facts do not matter. At the end of the day, what is the perception? Perception is more powerful than facts, because facts you can still negate, you can contest, you can show proofs. But when it comes to perception, how are you going to balance perception? Perception is the 4 legs of a table, and imagine there is one leg missing. Can the table stand? So perception is exactly like that. Perceptions are more powerful. Like imagination is more powerful than the ideas, right? Imagination is more powerful than the knowledge. Einstein said that imagination is 10 times more powerful than the knowledge, because if you don't have imagination, you cannot come up with what your knowledge limits you, but imagination takes you beyond the realms, belong into even metaverses. That is the power of imagination. So that is the perception. Your fact might be anything on the ground, but perception matters. Manof Hassan ji पूछ रहे हैं, how can RaGa support him? How can RaGa support from vote bank and USA at the same time? When vote banks doesn't like USA, then they shouldn't BJP use rhetoric during the election campaigning to split the vote bank from Congress? It is the kind of election campaign you choose. I understand your empathy. You are saying that you can't have the laddu and at the same time you can't have the cake and at the same time eat it. That is the tyranny. But the challenge here is that again it depends on the BJP what level they want to go. You want to play by the rules, or you want to exactly counter the narrative with the narrative. The challenge here is that narratives can be countered by narratives. All of people in India will not spend 1 hour on a YouTube broadcast and ask questions and get their answers. They will believe what they see. They will believe what they've been told. They will just go by what they saw written on a WhatsApp group. So if those narratives are not countered at that level, you might be doing, you might be creating magic. But there's a saying, gold is sold if and when it is sold. If you can't do it, it won't work, sir. It's as simple as that. I agree to your point. Mr. Bhardwaj wants to ask a question. Sumit ji, RaGa always carries a copy of Constitution, compact version. Why BJP carry original versions of original versions and 1976 Preamble version at the same time? Shut his mouth. I got your point, sir, Bhardwaj ji. You see, that is the compact version which carries. It's again all the questions which we are getting today, which is good. And again, you can ask questions about anything. Doesn't have to be on this subject. Just ask anything. Please feel free to ask about anything. You see, Mr. Bhardwaj, the challenge here is that you are playing defensive. That is BJP. BJP has to play offensive. There was a time, few months before the election, you could see Rahul Gandhi and Congress always on the back foot. Now, what today we are seeing, they're trying to set the narrative, and BJP is trying to counter the narrative. You have to take it to the next level. You have to really get aggressive with the things, and you have to take it to a level where they'll be grappling for the words, and they will be, they'll be really feeling short of sentences and feeling short of logics, how to counter this. And there's a lot which is factually which BJP can use to put Congress in the back foot, and with it have very stern action and give a message. BJP walks the talk, and that is what people expect from Modi 3.0, and I'm very sure those things are going to be delivered, and they have to be delivered because this is what the aspirations of people are. It's not what you and me think or believe. We are only reflecting the aspirations of the people at a macro level, at a national, international level. And I'm very sure some people who are watching us now and who have access to the echelons of power, they will communicate this. This is what the common man wants. Kota Murthy ji, namaskar sir. Sumit ji, what happened to the gold Padmanabha temple of Trivandrum? Is the counting over? Where the gold, when it will be deposited, and how much is the gold? Sir, I am not sure about the counting is over or not. And even there is no clarity on where the gold will be deposited and how much is the gold. Because I believe these temples should be given to the Hindu organizations to run. They should be out of the government control. I've been very vocal about that. And it's not only about gold, sir. Temples have so much of land. Temples have so much of commercial value which are around them. Our temple should be epicenter of our power. Our temples are so powerful. If they are run very properly, they can, with these temples, we can run gurukuls, we can run schools, we can run we can run those adhyatmic centers, we can run yoga centers, we can run orphanages, we can run vidva centers, old age homes, vidva centers. We can run a lot of things. That is the wealth which is in the temples. But if somebody manages them properly and they are let out of the government control, apathy, they are not still. That is what irks my heart. Bobji Krishnanji wants to ask, Sumit PGurus sir says based on US law, one cannot be the president of more than 2 times. Even if Trump wins, he will be the president only for US. Continued. Let's continue. Ask Sumit, what change can we bring? What policy change can he bring that will be irreversible? What policy change can he bring that will be? So, are you asking about President Trump or are you asking about Modi ji? I am a bit confused here. So, I'm assuming you're asking about President Trump. You see, today Xi Jinping is president for life. And this, to some extent, I agree that more than 2 times you should not have people again becoming the president or taking the highest, echelons of power, because at some point of time, everybody has to create space for a new set of people to come in. And even I believe this should be even implemented for the ministries. When you're a minister 2 times, you should have space created for a younger generation, for a new breed of people to come and run the country. So I don't know if you're asking vis-a-vis Trump, can he change the law? I think there are not provisions within the US Constitution to change it. And should it be implemented in India? It has positives and negatives. There are some good positives and there are some negatives as well. It's a bigger discussion, but it's a discussion worth having, I would say that, sir. Venkatesh Haji is asking, dear Sumit sir, can you declare Bharat as a Hindu Rashtra? What may be the requirement to do that, and what are the possible oppositions and consequences. Look, honestly, today with 85% of the Hindu population, we are practically and technically a Hindu Rashtra. Only the constitution has still some words of secular and socialist. They have been again inserted by the back door into it. We can declare it as a Hindu Rashtra. There are no problems. There will be some legal issues which need to be worked out. The opposition will come from Congress and others. But if Modi ji decides to do it, I can tell you this will be a real thing. The Congress's dreams of ruling this country and dividing the Hindus will be shattered for next at least 2 decades. After 2 decades, if Rahul Gandhi is still in the game and Congress is still relevant as a party, then they will come up with something else. But this pro-Hindu thing cannot stop. You know, there are few things which in this country are not compromisable. There are 3. And one of them is pro-Hindu, Hindutva. It is not compromisable. If you try to be diluted down, try to be more secular, try to be more accommodative, no. 85% of the country's population is Hindu. The bedrock of civilization is Hindu. The ethos is Hindu. Culture, identity, ethos, everything is Hindu. You or anybody who is in the power cannot compromise on this. This is something which is, it's like imagine you are running Israel and you are saying I have 10 or 15% Arab Muslim population. Let's, kind of have those laws which are pro-Arab Muslim and let's dilute the Judaism or the Judaism. Can the Israel exist? No. This is exactly the same at a bigger level. Next question. Black Code D, thank you ji. How many more episodes of Pappu exposed? कुछ बड़ा होने वाला है न्यूज. ठंड करके कहेंगे. Master stroke again. August 5th. Fikri, sorry, so disappointing. I understand your empathy. I understand at times we also feel that, we also feel that there should be much more action on the ground. And we always are asking for that. We have been very vocal. We have been very open. And wherever, whichever media opportunities or which is TV, YouTube, or whichever forums I go, I convey my things very openly. But idea of today's episode, if you ask me, is that we have to let people know and understand it is not social justice. It is not love for Dalits or SCs or STs, which Rahul Gandhi has. The idea is to break the Hindu unity, to get into the power and make sure this Hindu unity never ever emerges again. That is what the sole motive is. That is why we are doing these episodes. Yes, and I agree with you. At the end of the day, we can create awareness. Action is not triggered by me or Mr. Sree Iyer or PGurus or for XYZ, or DEF. We are again the people who kind of represent the sentiment of the people, who represent the ethos of the people, who talk what the people want to convey. We represent somehow their feelings at various media forums. But at the end of the day, sir, we are not the elected representatives. We don't have the power of the action. But yes, if we all make it very visible and clear, I believe that there's a time, there's a day you can avoid a subject. But beyond that point, beyond that day, the action has to come. It will come and it will for sure come. But let's be a bit patient, sir. Mr. Kidambri ji is asking, sir, ask Sumit ji, who is winning the drama, Rahul or Mamta? It's a very difficult question, ji. It's a very question, Mr. Anand Gopal and Kidambi ji. It's a very difficult question, sir, because I think nobody can beat Mamta Didi on those, those appearances which she does about we saw in the Niti Aayog. But if there's a persistent actor and who has developed a brand of acting and a brand of, I would say it like, if you want to do an analogy, it's like a Amitabh Bachchan who had this image of angry young man, and it is Anupam Kher who used to get into the role of a character and do a brilliant piece. You want to act him as a 70-year-old man, or you want to act him as a transgender. So Anupam Kher will, or you want to act him as somebody who is in Nagina, who is that a tantric. So Anupam Kher will get into the character and do that role. But Amitabh Bachchan had this one stand of angry young man. So this is where Mamta Didi and Rahul Gandhi fit in. So he's trying to show that as a great reformer, a revolutionary who is going to change the India, but it's all tamasha. Amitabh Bachchan does this as a profession for a way to make his living. Rahul Gandhi does this as a delusion. as a deception. That is the difference. Shreyaji, Shreyas Ravji, namaskar. If RaGa manages to become the PM, how likely will he implement the dangerous Khata Khat wealth X-ray hard Sharia, as this is what his MBS deserves? Look, it depends on the combination. If M plus few castes get together and give him the power, you can expect 80 or 70% of them to get implemented. Yeah, if then he will look at the pros and cons of the vis-a-vis his vote bank. He will not look at sabka saath sabka vikas. He only will look at jiska saath uska vikas. He will only go by that logic. Where does his vote come from? What can keep him in the power, and whatever he needs to do, and for their interest, he will do it, and he doesn't give a damn to others. Let others go too. You know what I mean. ये तो हो गया सचिन भाई. Okay. Thank you, Bharat Bhushan ji, for becoming the YouTube member. Much appreciated. Thanks a lot for your support. Now let's go to the next question. Bharat Bhushan ji. Hi, join today. Kindly do a broadcast and defensive and offensive drones requirement for armed forces. Definitely will try to do this. And drones have become a very important and a lethal weapon in the scheme of things today. And even if you look at the extent which happened, not an attack, I would want to say rather, in Israel, in Golan Heights. Again, it was initially contemplated it's a drone. Then it was told that it's a rocket from Iran which did the damage. But drones after Russian-Ukrainian war have really upset a lot of paradigms. A lot of hardcore Russian tanks were lost to those, $5,000, $10,000 drones, which did the magic for Ukrainians. There's a lot to learn, and this is something which will change the future of the warfare. I think India is doing pretty much on this. This has been the focus. World has learned a lot of lessons after the Russian-Ukrainian war and the importance of drones, for that matter. Next question. NNG. Ask Sumit sir, when will BJP wake up Akhand Nidra, listen to you and take action? I have already lost my patience thoughts. I understand your empathy. I understand your pain and agony, sir. And what I am trying to do, and what a lot of people like me are trying to do, is to convey this message. But, at times, let's not assume and presume nothing is being done, nothing is being listened, nothing will be done. It might not happen today. That doesn't mean it will not happen tomorrow. I may not get it's not like what you call in TCP performance enhancement proxy, wherein every packet will send acknowledge to me. I am being listened. I know. Nobody will send me a letter. Sumit ji, you have listened and taken on all of this. I'm not going to get that letter. Anybody will not get that letter. But tomorrow, when the action happens, whenever it will happen, then you and me, you as a very concerned citizen, and you and me as concerned citizens and patriots, will be very happy that whatever we did, whatever we tried to put in, that we've been able to contribute our 2 cents to the big thing. And this all helped to work. Let's be patient, sir. That is the only virtue what we need to cultivate, because nobody in democracy can go against the public sentiment. This is the public sentiment. Now, this is not what you and me are thinking. This is the public sentiment now. Okay. Next one, Sachin bhai. Srinivasan ji is asking, Sumit PG, why are you giving screen space to some lunatic whose citizenship and affiliation is questionable? But Srinivasan ji, idea here is, sir, because I am not interested in the person, neither I am interested in his optics. He does a lot of tamasha, but he is now constantly trying to divide the Hindu society in the name of Dalit, in the name of ST, in the name of ST, and he's especially targeting the Dalits. So we are exposing him, and we are letting you know what the plan is, because a lot of people might think, oh, Rahul Gandhi is talking of social justice, he's talking of distribution of wealth, he's talking of Amir Garib ka farq hatao, reduce the difference. Oh, he has some revolutionary ideas, because he's trying to position himself, that dadi with white patches, that t-shirt, those what do you call those, cotton chinos. Look at the image. Everything is done in tandem with the image, because he doesn't portray image of a typical neta. He doesn't wear a kurta. He doesn't wear a khadi ka kurta with a starch. He's trying to wear a typical semi-JNU kind of a dressing style, right? He only has to carry that jhola, which he's not, and wear that jacket with those so many pockets which are there. He's trying to wear that kind of standard. That is basically to, If you look at his image, if you look at his dressing sense, and if you look at the way he speaks, he's trying to convey, I'm a revolutionary. He's 54. He thinks he's very young. I'm much younger than him, but I think I'm already old. But no, he is conveying that image of a revolutionary, and he wants to give this youth. He wants the youth of this country, young and old of this country, to believe I am the person who is going to bring that change. I'll bring down the heaven to the earth. But we are only trying to break his model and fragment and to blow his lies to smithereens. That is what we are trying to do. Awesome, sir. BJP digging its own grave, ignoring middle class. Modi 3.0 already started with this big blunder. I am getting this input from a lot of people. A lot of people are writing mails to me. I have got, I don't know how many hundreds of DMs, how many WhatsApps I have got, exactly asking this. And even some people whom I know, my friends and relatives, they again ask me the same thing. Why middle class was ignored? I believe much more could have been done for middle class. Then usually somebody told me once, you can say a friend or a relative. He told me, Sumit bhai, then you always say, and you're always talking, and middle class doesn't go to vote. Then why should we go to vote? At least we are not voting for our Rahul Gandhi, but what we do when we don't go out and vote. So this is what the notion is building. This is not a good notion. And very recently, wherever I have the reach, I've tried to convey this within my circles of influence. Right? This is what the people across the demographic lines are thinking. We should get serious around it, and we should really think what we are going to do to, what we are really going to do to get over this fiasco. I will call it a fiasco. I have no remorse in calling it a fiasco. Mahaji is asking, Supreme Court orders are repeatedly violated. The question is cheeky, but solution is needed. Is judiciary becoming biased and unfair? I think usually I'm not trying to cast aspersions on the judiciary. I'm giving you an answer based on my understanding of the system. Look, there's a balance between the executive and the judiciary. If executive will become weaker, judiciary will become stronger. If executive will become stronger, judiciary will kindly recede a bit of the ground. This happens everywhere. The challenge here is, in this country, we leave a lot of tricky things on the judiciary to decide. And we want to say that 𝗼𝗲𝗍 Supreme Court ka aadesh hai. There are a lot of things where our politicians do not want to bell the cat. They say Supreme Court ka aadesh hai. So when you are at times letting them do the heavy lifting on very, very tricky and sensitive issues, at times, they also want to punch a bit over their weight, right? So, like if you look at this Haldwani case, what did the Honorable Supreme Court say? In Haldwani, there is railway property land which is being encroached by Muslim community. 98% of them are Muslims. Now, railways went to them. They said, sir, we want to increase our railway station. We want this land to be evacuated. We were covered. There was a stay and all that came in. Now, finally, what did the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court said, bhai, if they are living here, you have to go and arrange land for them. So what in a way is the message? If you are able to do a qabza or encroachment of the Sarkari Zameen and do it for a few decades, so when Sarkar will come and ask you to vacate the land, so there will be a kind of an in-written law or in-written principle or in-written proposition which will be basically applicable, which will tell them, look, which will tell them look, you will be rehabilitated first. Now, a lot of people have written to me. बोले सुमित भाई, हिंदी में बोलूं आपको, सुमित भाई, हम डैश डैश है क्या जो जमीन खरीद रहे हैं? You know what dash 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 means? It starts with C and ends with A. So, हम dash dash है क्या वन जमीन हम खरीद रहे हैं? Now, what do I say? I wrote him an answer. I said, look, at the end of the day, I am not Supreme Court of India. I can only put an opinion. I can only try to talk about it. But, this is what it is. So what is this new precedence we are trying to set? Why land encroachers should be given land? They use this land. They encroach the land. They should have been taken out long back. They encroach the land. And they use this land for good decades. Now, if they have to allocate the land, Why it becomes railways property to rehabilitate them? Why should they rehabilitate them? And why railway? I would also want to question the railway. Why railway was silent for so many years? If you are letting people to encroach your land for decades, this is where the problem becomes. If it would have been done in the very first place, then the challenge is different. And why Uttarakhand? Why Haldwani? Because there is where you are connecting railway links go to China border. And if you cannot increase infrastructure, if your tracks are tomorrow blocked, and if there are problems with the locals there, the logistics supplies of Indian Army and the military and the armed forces deployed there can be critically impacted, which will lead to serious national security challenges. But kya kare sir? This is what we are living with. So I would not blame either any or both the sides. There are issues everywhere. Why did railway let this land to be encroached for decades? So if you don't need the land, that means anybody can come and encroach the railway land. Imagine the railway is saying today, I need to increase my railway station, or I need to have more tracks built in. Good. What if you don't need to increase your station, or you don't need to have more tracks built in? Then like in countries like Switzerland and all, everybody can go and put a jhopdi around Interlake and railway tracks, right? And be there. Put a jhopdi around Eurorail, because their population is not increasing. They will never need to expand the railways. There are a lot of countries which will never need in this life to increase the railways. You can all put a jhopdi or a hutment there, and that will become your land. Why are we normalizing this encroachment? These are some serious questions which need to be answered. Next one. Aditya Prakash ji, Sumit ji, Jai Shri Ram. Sir, our parliament does not have the check for handling people who want to destroy the country. This has to be handled politically, but BJP is failing because Modi brand building. Well, I believe, there are challenges, I would accept. As I've been very clear in saying, you see, agendas can be only deflated by counter agendas. These WhatsApp wars can be only won with counter WhatsApp wars. And these, when people are hitting below the belt, people like Sri Rahul Gandhi and all, you have to take them on their plane. I cannot be on a moral high ground and think of winning a war. It's like, I always joke this, one of my friends, not really, it's a hypothetical situation. One of my friends went to a jungle and he was going like, oh. I asked my friend, hey, 𝗤𝗽𝗍, sher kha jayega tujhe? He said, no, don't worry, sir, I am vegetarian. But I asked him, tiger is not vegetarian, brother. So if you believe I'm a vegetarian and tiger will not eat me, but tiger is not vegetarian, you have to know. Jungle, you're into tiger's territory and he is not vegetarian. You might be a vegetarian, but tiger is not vegetarian. What more can I say, sir? I think I've said what I have to say. Tiger is not vegetarian. Next one. Thank you for the super sticker, Nitin Bhardwaj. Thank you very much. So, Sachin bhai, I think we're done with the questions, right? And this is what we're taking. So, my friends, my brothers and my sisters, you know what is my request today? And I hope you will not let me down. Otherwise, Srishar is going to scold me. You have to like this video. You have to share this video. And you have to press on the bell icon for the people who have not subscribed to our channels. And notifications are on and off in YouTube. There's a bit of challenge there. And we also have this WhatsApp group where you can also sign in. I will send you the notification, which is an alternate to what YouTube is doing. But you have to promise me, all of you who watch this video, you will like it and you will share it. Otherwise, I'll get scolded by Sumit ji kya kiya aapne. So on that note, and I know you will not disappoint me because you want to talk more with me and I want to talk more with you. On that note, I thank you very much for your love, affection, which you have been always showering on us. And the kind of participation which I get on PGurus channel is phenomenal. Keep up that spirits. Don't get disappointed. We are going to make it. Trust, swear to God. Matlab, ye hai na ye. He watches it. Mahadev, he watches it. We're going to make it. We're going to definitely make it. On that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Hara 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 Mahadev.